Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyur, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone! That guy is fast! What's going on? Exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Gensin.
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you... Just seeing this Overlord of the Fort...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. Which is why we must stop that monster before...
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against... So will the power of the Gensin, Millilith, and Adepti get...
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion...
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guard...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Gensin did once research the matter of the Guizhongbul, and as fate would have it, one who did... For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms?
I suppose this is one blessing, so be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle... Yep.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Quake!
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How dare you. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Hey! Pew-pew! The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many to turn to! We can't look!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh? Out the frying pan, into the...
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is Adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Karst! Wow, it's Madame Ping's shockwave! This green is really strong!
My work.
Incoming!
I just said.
Shaken and stirred!
Disgusting.
Nowhere to hide. Hey! With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, then fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War! So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
You are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of Adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use it for that.
The sun's shine. Cut to the chase. Goba, get them! I'm a rock!
My work.
Look at me.
Let's move on.
Yeah! Speed up, exercise caution! I fear that the god's power has reached its peak!
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
This is like I went too far.
I'm a rock!
Yeah!
Let me use my speed of light! Hey!
This isn't good.
Incoming!
Not breaking us.
Nice and spicy! Pew pew! Don't blink!
Do it.
Look at me. Just...
Have a load of this.
At the right hand! Yeah!
Yeah!
Speed of light!
Terrace!
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace!
Look at me. Just...
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission, it will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which—
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside. At first, it was only the size of a small room. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyur means much to her.
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such... Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our record, even to this very day, Liyur and its lands have stood the test of time. But that does not mean that the Liyur of today do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land.
Are you questioning our means of protect?
I mean no offense.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to—
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me
What?
in the dream. I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though I also thought to tell him how the past generations have— but I dared not speak.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar—
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock.
All right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should...
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesy.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the— Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the—
Huh? Why does everyone look so dead?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun to— Thanks for protecting Liyur Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern—
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyur is. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for— although their blood is weak. The time of contracts between gods and Liyur has long since passed.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit of—
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not—
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of—
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyur has changed much after— One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyur. Fair enough. Oh.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall— But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. Oh, right! It's nice the child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure but we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our— Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him—
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went— Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the— We had better go and make sure that
Thank you so very much, lady.
bang! Wow. And with that, the fate of the Guhua Brotherhood was sealed.
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have...
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyur was nearly wiped off the map. This is certain.
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against... Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but the real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and...
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell... I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself...
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue chief. Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your...
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was... Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably... Credit is also due to Senora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract. At my this meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyur in this mortal form. All of these things turned out as I had planned. There was only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the conduct. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti. To come to the... They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyua's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my...
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all!
Ha! On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the...
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord... If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you... Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyur. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a...
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless... My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo... As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we've spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of... So Rex Lapis is really... Oh, come on. There's only one real possibility in my mind. Fatui? They... Shh! Lower your voice.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere.
Yes, and to think that this...
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord...
Now that you mention it, that's very... I mean, it all fits together. Still, what sort of super...
Ah, forget it. Guess...
Hear ye all! The Qixing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountain, gods and Adepti live glorious lives. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was having been thwarted in his trial. Rex Lapis's soul has recouped, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
So that's how there's... Something feels off. Why would... Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't... Did Zhongli... Exactly, right? Ooh. it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they—
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the—
3,700 years of contracts.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we—
The long, unending dream of—
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say, will you stand with us as we re-establish our contract?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far. Name your price. You deserve—
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Perhaps,
And to think I'd put— But it seems as if though— Well, that's fine.
As for the mortals and adepti of Liyue, what?
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotion, and here you are looking all relaxed!
Why would I not feel more at ease? Right, if the two of you can spare the time.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout.
You're right. I do lack the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to— When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as—
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price, but since you weren't used to not being able—
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not— The Archon Morax could never experience— I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli. That is true. But there is no journey that—
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, but if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, this is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed.
That's how people in Teyvat see.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely...
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Anemo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, knowing her, she must have again quoted that 7 ideals for 7... All right then. Was there anything else you wished to... Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed...